Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Detroitcast. Mike is here. T-Roy is here.
Howdy.
Howdy, pal. Shalom, Biggie. How you doing, bud? Yeah, welcome to the show, everybody. How you doing, T-Roy?
I am all right.
Having
How
a
are
good
you?
day? I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
Well, lousy, I mean, as usual, but for the most part, as far as my world goes, yeah, I'm doing all right.
Above
Yeah.
average. That's good.
Yeah, those people that were concerned about my possibly gangrenous thumb,
Yeah.
it's healing up nice.
It's looking much better.
Yeah.
Told you had to pop that thing. Get that shit out of there.
I know. I'm glad I did. I always thought you weren't supposed to pop blisters or things like that.
Oh, I don't know. I always pop a blister.
I know. I kind of always do too, but I thought you weren't supposed to do that.
Maybe.
Anyway, apparently I was this short of dying. Like, that
close.
was so infected. People were like, oh my God, dude. If you get that thing infected, you can literally die from that. People have, and they were sending me news articles and shit of people that died. So, yeah,
Thank God.
Yeah.
Pulled through.
Yeah. Interesting. We got the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I figured we wouldn't do a show on Sunday. I need to be focused and in my element on Super Bowl Sunday. And then I get a word from J. Chris Newberg yesterday. He's like, by the way, I'm coming to town for a private show Friday and Saturday. You want to do a show on Saturday, like at noon, and just can't throw it in the can? I was like, yes.
There you go.
We have a Super Bowl show.
Nice.
So I don't know what you guys are doing. E, if you don't want to come over
I don't think I'm doing anything, I guess.
on Saturday at like noon. He's literally, yeah, he's literally got to be like in and out. He's flying out a couple hours later. So, like, if you're around and want to Saturday at noon or whatever, hang with Chris Newberg for an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun, right?
Why not?
Last minute, I just found out late last night. So,
Always good to see Chris.
yeah, he's always fun. So I don't know who's got him in for a private party or not, or if I was even supposed to mention that. But fuck it, just did. So he'll be here, which will be fun. But the Super Bowl is Sunday, and we're just getting word now that there's a tsunami warning. I don't think it will affect that area, but it's in effect for Jamaica, Cuba, the Cayman Islands. Cuba's what, 90 miles from Miami?
It's a short raft ride away,
Well,
right?
it's not a pleasant one, but it is a
whatever, you
relatively
can get
short
there.
one. Yeah.
Been done.
Yeah.
It has been done. It's been done successfully and very, very unsuccessfully through the years. But yeah, there was a massive 7.7 magnitude earthquake in the Caribbean.
Really?
At 2:10 this afternoon. Yeah, it struck 2:10 Eastern in the strait between Jamaica and Cuba. Epicenter was 72 miles northwest of Lucia, Jamaica, 87 miles southwest of Cuba, down about 6.2 miles. Waves up to 3.5 feet higher possible along the coast of Belize, Cuba, Honduras, Mexico, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands. They originally had it as a 7.3 magnitude, and then the U.S. Geological Society upgraded it to a 7.7 when all types of reports came in. People in Miami were like, yeah, we felt that shit too.
Did they really?
Yeah, a lot of people, they've evacuated a bunch of banks, like the high rises, because the top floors in like the U.S. Bank and a couple others really felt the effects of the quake there in Miami. So I don't know. They've roped off a lot of areas around there now.
Yeah, they build that stuff for like hurricanes, but not for earthquakes.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, but so I don't know what that means. I haven't heard anything yet. But I know
Those take a while, right? There's the original earthquake, and then a wave goes, and supposedly don't they build up momentum as they go, kind of like a tidal?
Yeah.
It's bigger and bigger and bigger as it carries across.
And I think they said 6.2 miles is not that deep, believe it or not, for the plates, the tectonic plates or whatever that shift, and those produce the worst ones. So I don't know, if you're trapped on an island somewhere, you're just like, oh shit, get to the high ground. And if the animals are getting to the high ground,
Watch for them. They know, they can sense when that's coming.
And when you see the waves come in and they crash up on the shore, when it starts just retreating into the ocean,
when there's
and you just
no
see
more
fish
beach.
flopping around on the ground,
Run.
Run.
Climb a tree.
hop on your rickety moped that we see in all the videos.
Yeah, see,
hightail it out of there.
I'm going to opt for climb a tree because I don't think you can outrun it. I don't think your moped's going to get away, and I think you're still just on flat ground. Eventually, you're going to get caught up in the swell.
See, I think you just
Go
run
up.
Go
up, man.
I think you run into the lobby of one of those beach town hotels and just start climbing floors. I think that's better
Yeah,
than,
well,
than
whatever.
a tree.
If you're in a building, I was talking about being out in the
He
middle of
wants to
nowhere.
climb a tree.
Well, I was assuming you weren't in a building. That was my
Well,
theory
I'm
on
assuming
that.
if you're on the coast, there's going to be
Yeah.
property there that you could probably get a few floors up and
Depends on where you're at. I
call
guess
some room service.
if you're in
good.
Miami, yes, that's a different story. If you're in
Yeah.
Honduras, then maybe not. So,
True. So, anyways, good luck to the people
Hang in there.
Hopefully, I mean, the Super Bowl's been so affected already by the fact that Kobe Bryant decided to die in a helicopter crash, and so
they still going to play the game?
I think they're going to play the game, but I don't know that they're going to cover it.
No.
We might just get like highlights of Kobe for 5 hours on Sunday.
Gonna do like a moment of silence before the game.
Sure. Lots of that stuff going on. We talked about our buddy that passed away too. We'll get some Kobe stuff in a little bit. Of course, there's
No more.
there's
No more.
updates on little things here and there that I find interesting and some angles. So it's not just Kobe stuff, but I'll explain. But our buddy Pat Cullen that passed away, and funeral services coming up for that, and wanted to mention there's a memorial fund, a GoFundMe, looking to raise $25,000, and so I wanted to pass it along and share it. I shared it on Twitter and Facebook, and appreciate all the people that share it. We understand that not everybody can give money, and some people feel really bad about that. I always feel bad when people tell me that, like, dude, I wanted to give so bad, but I just can't. I can't afford Netflix for $10 a month, so I get. It's like, dude, totally understand. We put those things out there. If you can donate, wonderful. If you can't, that's just fine. But you can share it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just put in there, every one of us these days has some level of a platform. Whether it's and it doesn't matter how small it is or how big your platform is, you can do your little part and share it to this person. It gets to the right person, and it goes. And last I checked, it was at like $4,500 plus. So Mike Saputo organized it. We can vouch for Saputo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Blazo is one of the members. Chris Sarsfield, Patrick Carl. So all people we know, and it's Patrick J. Cullen, Cullen Memorial Fund on GoFundMe, and they wrote, our dear friend Patrick James Cullen passed away suddenly, unexpectedly on January 21st, 2020 at the age of 47. Your contribution and support is greatly appreciated for Patrick's loved one. Thank you. And I got some texts today from Pat's wife, and she was just thanking us for the conversation and talking about Pat and how proud he would be and how much he would have loved it and all that kind of stuff. And then she, I don't know where she's from, doesn't speak perfect English, so it's a little broken.
Yeah.
In the text, but she was asking if we were going to be at the memorial at McCabe on the 3rd. Monday the 3rd.
Yeah, the day after the Super Bowl, next Monday.
Told her, yeah, and she's like, yeah, I'm here now and flying to Hawaii in 6 hours to celebrate Pat's life with all his friends there, and then flying right back. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah. Safe travels, and terrible story, but like you said, if you see that going around any of the social media things, Troy and I would definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Pat was a great
Help
dude,
if you can, share if you,
yes.
if not, share, just spread the word.
Yeah. Yep. Weird news this morning as well. Did you ever watch that story with Fortis Dulles? He's the multi-millionaire, Connecticut, lived in Farmington, Connecticut, really ritzy, well-to-do area. He's a property developer or something.
Doesn't ring a bell.
And his wife went missing. Crazy. His wife that he's going through this big divorce with drops their kids off at school, comes home, is never seen again. Body's never been found. Dateline has done piece on this and blah, blah, blah. And so it took 8 months before they finally had enough evidence to charge Mr. Fortis Dulles with that murder. That's hard to do without a body.
True.
When you don't have a murder weapon, you don't have a body.
No body, no crime, like they say.
Yeah. He attempted to kill himself this morning by
Really?
yes, he's in his garage with carbon monoxide.
Oh, that's a way to go.
No, but honestly, maybe the finer ways to go though.
Yeah, percentage-wise, what's the success rate on that?
I
You
think
actually
it's
want
really good if you
I don't.
with enough time?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How many people? Wait. All right. How many people have you heard killed themselves that way, and how many people have you heard tried to kill themselves that way? What do you think?
I don't know. That's not how I would do it, but I don't know.
It usually fails if someone comes home.
Exactly. It takes
or-
too long. There's too many variables. It's got to be all it's sealed up. There's a lot going on there, man. If you actually want to do it, fucking nut up and do it. It's just, Jesus.
What do you think? Gun?
There's a lot of ways. I'm not going to tell anybody how to do it. Just that's probably not
sounds like
that
you've
way.
thought this out.
No, I've never actually contemplated. But if I were to do it, let's fucking get it over with, man.
He apparently, according to friends, was
Because he attempted, right?
yes.
Yep.
Well, he was losing his mind over the prospect of going to jail. They didn't want him out on bail. Judge let him go out on bail with an ankle monitor, and because he was able to put up, assets, his property, blah blah blah.
You
And
could say billionaire with a B, right? Or whatever.
I don't know.
Enough.
Reports are out now that he was maybe like $7 million in debt.
Oh,
But it appeared by all fronts. He married into extreme wealth. His wife, that is not with us any longer, was like an author, but grew up in Manhattan with really well-to-do parents and whatnot.
she have a nice policy.
Well, they had 5 kids, and the grandparents had trust funds for each of those kids. That it's crazy if mommy's not there anymore, and he gets full custody of the kids. He also gets some control of those trust funds. So,
Yeah.
oops. And so he'd been on strict house arrest since last Thursday. Could only leave his mansion. So, if you think about this, he's losing his mind because he can't leave his mansion, and I mean mansion.
Oh, I bet it's nice.
Yeah. He could only leave his mansion to see a lawyer, a doctor, or attend a religious service. Why?
Well,
Religious. Fuck you. Turn on the TV Sunday morning, asshole. There's plenty of religious services. You don't need to, I need to go to church. Fuck off. Doctor, you got to go meet your lawyer.
It's a different time now, man. You can't have religious suppression against people. You got to give them religious
There's
freedom just
not.
like everything else.
The 700 Club has its own channel, don't they, E? Just turn it on. You can go online. There's
that's not
plenty
your
of
thing.
services online.
I'm not a big Jimmy Swaggart guy.
Seems like, if they said to go to a doctor, a lawyer, and once a week to the grocery store, they go, he's got to eat, I guess. Church, really?
Hey, everybody's got their thing.
I just feel like
Sounds
there's,
like he might have
there's
some
other
things to
outlets
pray
to
for.
get your God if you need to get your God.
Yeah.
He probably went to church every week for the first time in a long time.
I would imagine your attorney. Yeah, well, probably went a lot just to get out of the house.
He showed up late to mass and left late too. So he faced the prospect of having his $6 million bond revoked over some slight doubts over the equity of the real estate assets he put up as security. So they're going, I don't know that shit's worth as much as you say it is. So he was doing court at noon today.
They just take you at face value. But of how much?
I know, right?
You're $6 million. Okay, I'll give you this. I'll give you this car. It's a really nice car. I get this watch. It's like a $4 million watch.
Yeah,
I
check
get
it out.
this. Yeah,
It's quartz.
It's good. You're gonna
Swiss
like
made.
it.
You're gonna love it.
Trust me. It's good.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of shit, fake paintings in the house. Oh yeah, it's a real Monet. You're gonna love it. It's 15 mil. So he's doing court today at noon. Doesn't show up, and so police are asked to go check up on this asshole. Go over there at his home. They arrive and see through a window him sitting in his car in the garage, and it's running with these what they called obvious signs of medical distress. And so they break into the car, drag him out into the fresh air, start doing CPR. He's taken to Yukon Health via ambulance, where he remains in critical. He was calling people up before this and telling them, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. Police are refusing to confirm whether or not he left a suicide note. Now, if he left a suicide note, the only thing I hope he left in it was like the whereabouts of his
body.
The body. Like, okay, you guys have sucked at finding this thing. Let me just, all right, now that I'm going out with a bang,
Right.
X marks the spot. You're going to find a big tree here. And then he doesn't follow through and die.
Yeah.
So they're not saying whether there was a note, but
Leave all the dirty details and
Yeah.
then not pass.
and then wake up in a hospital bed.
Oh, I wrote that after I was, half dead. I didn't know what I was saying.
He was so desperate to get out of the house, he even tried to schedule an impromptu meeting with his legal team just as an excuse. The prospect of him being locked up again would have sent him completely off the rails. As far as Fortis is concerned, he definitely is not going to jail. So he's waiting on murder charges for the death of his wife, Jennifer, who vanished last May, like I said, after dropping the 5 kids off at school. Fotis and Jen are in the middle of this big divorce custody battle, and she just disappears. He was accused of attacking her in the garage, and the evidence does not look good for Mr.
Oh,
Let's say it took them 8 months to
Dumas.
file charges. Is that what you said? Finally, 8 months after they arrested him?
Yes. Yeah, it did. But, when you don't have a body or a murder weapon, like the amount of details because you can't, you risk, if you double jeopardy would kick in if you try this guy with not enough shit. So they'd rather take their sweet ass time. And the amount of like surveillance video you want to capture and phone location stuff, and that shit just takes a long time. And then to process, a potential crime scene that doesn't look like a crime scene because it's been cleaned. So he's accused of attacking her in the garage of a rented home in Cannon, Connecticut, where she went when she left. So he cheated on her with this chick, and she's like, fuck it, I'm out, grabs the kids and goes to a rental place. Beautiful home, too. And police never found the body. They found pools of blood in her garage, which someone had attempted to mop up and clean. They also found traces of her blood in her car and in the vehicle Doulos was driving the day she vanished. He and his then girlfriend, Michelle Troconis, were also filmed on surveillance footage dumping trash bags at various locations in like Hartford, Connecticut, where later they were later found to contain traces of Jennifer's blood. Troconis initially gave her boyfriend an alibi.
And
that was a problem,
the garbage
too.
bags they dumped?
Yeah, they couldn't find them all, but they were just dumping them in like random.
Yeah. How did they come up with the surveillance if they were in random places all over? How would they have a ping in his phone, seeing where he went, and then
he left his phone. He left his phone in Farmington, so that it wouldn't be pinging.
Yeah, that's a good start. Smart move.
But yeah, and so
so far I think he's doing pretty well.
And he had an alibi.
Probably could clean the blood up a little better, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, he had an alibi from his girlfriend who was like, I was with him all day. We had sex in shower, and then we're out all day together. And then on a second interview with
Pretty
police,
flimsy when it's your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Admit. When it's your wife that's disappeared and it's your girlfriend saying, no, he was with me. It's fine. That carry a lot of weight.
She then, unfortunately, when some more evidence was found, I think someone maybe found something in a garbage and was like, what's this? And they test it, and it's like, Jennifer's blood is on this. Let's start looking at fucking surveillance cameras, like school buses driving in the area, catching a car going by. You know what I mean? Like
piecing it all together.
Piecing it slowly all together, yes. She flipped her story in the second interview with police and said he'd given her an alibi script. That's not good.
That's not going to bode well.
All of a sudden, the Berlin Wall is coming down, folks. Jennifer came from a wealthy family. Her parents, Hilliard and Gloria, embraced him. After they got married, Hilliard starts giving this dude loans to bolster his real estate development business. His real estate was building huge mega mansions. And so he'd put up the cash to buy the properties. This dude would flip them, and then when sold for a profit, he'd repay the money and then give a small percentage, in interest. Their marriage starts to disintegrate in 2017 when he has this affair with this chick, Michelle
Same chick?
Yeah, Troconis. And then Hilliard dies, and Hilliard's wife says he still owes us $2.5 million that we gave to him, and that's when the financial trouble started to be looked at. So let's see here. So investigators say that each of the 5 children have these trust funds, and this is where you go, okay, money related, because you couldn't go, he just missed his wife so much. If I can't have her, no one can. He's got this girlfriend he's been with for a long time. Despite extensive searches, she's never been found. They know she's deceased. They said with the blood splatter analysis to clean up spots. And then they said, she would have had to seek immediate medical attention. There would have been just too much blood loss.
Maybe she has a really heavy flow.
Well, yeah, all over the kitchen floor and the garage. I mean, parts on the sink. I guess. I mean, anything's possible.
You never know.
so the surveillance video, and I saw some of this on, seeing these clowns sneaking out of a car and dumping them into a garbage can and shit. And some of this is recovered. They were later recovered to find some of it stained with Jennifer's blood. Police recovered blood-soaked sponges and a Vineyard Vines T-shirt that Jennifer was wearing when she went missing.
Oh.
They also have traffic and school bus cam footage of a man believed to be Duluth driving a pickup truck to New Canaan on the morning she disappeared. There's video of him getting out of the truck and washing and detailing the truck. Jen's blood was found mixed with his DNA on the kitchen sink faucet of her home. Not looking good.
No, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say guilty.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, there's an employee of his, and he knows I don't want my Ford Raptor pickup truck seen on surveillance camera driving to, why would I be driving to where she is? So he trades trucks. It's like Toyota Tacoma, a red truck, with a coworker, with someone that worked for him, which I guess wasn't totally out of the ordinary. So this truck then, once they know that, they find the truck. Oh, there it is, going to New Canaan, and then he doesn't want to trade the truck back, and the employee's like, "Fuck, I want my truck back, dude."
Don't keep my Raptor. It's fine. Just keep it.
He finds out later that what? The owner of that truck's like, "Dude, why did you not tell me that you and your girlfriend stopped and had my truck washed and detailed and all this shit?" And then he says he starts demanding this employee have the back seat of his truck removed and replaced.
Oh my God.
And he's like, and after 3 days, he's like, "Have you done that yet? Have you done it yet?" And apparently, finally, he did. Had like Porsche seats put in there or something. But he was so suspicious that he kept the old truck seat and said, "Yeah, cops, have at it.
Yeah,
do
here
your
is.
thing, man." And what do you know? They find traces of her blood and his in the seat, that was attempted to be cleaned and stuff. And it was like, well, why would you possibly, like, you trade trucks with your buddy? What could it possibly be the reason? And he was saying, "Look, I went over to her house on Mother's Day, and she was in the backseat of my car. And since she's gone missing and nobody's, there hasn't been any suspects yet. I mean, hell, they could find a hair back there or something and then blame me." So, yeah.
That it's not going to bode well. I'm glad he survived.
Are you?
I am.
You want to see him face justice?
Yeah, fuck that guy. You don't get to just whack yourself
Check out.
and get off that easy.
Dude, he's stuck in his mansion. I mean,
I don't think it's the fact that he can't leave the mansion. I think it's more of that he's about to get screwed.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, every time they showed this guy in the stories, he is jet setting about the world, lavish vacations, Vail with the family, and staying in these extreme resorts, 5-star everything all the way. And so now he's stuck in this, beautiful home.
Yeah.
I mean, you could pull up pictures of it, and I'll show you this fucking dude's home.
Sure, it's dope.
I mean,
What's the guy's name?
Here,
Just say it, and see if you can spell it.
Fotis Doulos. He just tapped out.
Yeah,
not doing that. But yeah, they got overheads of this thing and the pool, and
Oh,
you haven't
that's
heard about
nice.
this story? No,
No, that I would think that I would remember that name, but
yeah. And you know what? That story, I've had that story probably a dozen times in the pile. And I know it's so lengthy to explain a lot of it. I always get bored, and I'm just like, maybe tomorrow. But the fact that he tried to off himself this morning,
yeah.
was dragged out of his car like an asshole.
Did they just? Oh yeah, he's in critical condition. I was gonna say it'd be better if they just dragged his ass and just took him right to court.
You think they just let him sit there for a while?
There's the
Just like-
house anyway.
What's
Okay.
with the pop-up tents? That
Well, I think that's where it happened. I think that's where the
Yeah.
Oh, that's set
there's
up for the
better
crime
shots in the
scene.
summer with the pool and shit.
Is this the
overhead.
rental or is this his mansion?
No, this is his, I believe.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking that
Or
was set up
you know what?
outside.
That might no. That's his.
Okay,
That's his.
that's the mansion. So the other one was the rental. Holy fuck, that's a
Maybe. Yeah.
because that would be the garage where they were testing it and everything. It would make sense, but
How's that? See, I feel like I could do house arrest there. I don't know about you.
Well,
But
I mean, you do house arrest here, so
Yeah.
self-inflicted. But
Fuck you, Jesus.
fair, right?
Fuck you.
I could though, honestly, and I like going places, and I think I could hold up there for a while. Especially the problem is, you're guilty.
Oh,
let's
yeah.
assume that
It's not about not
assuming
leaving the
alleged-
mansion.
Right,
it's
right,
about that you're
right.
about to go to prison for murdering your wife and lose everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
you
just-
can't afford that house.
It's just not a good day to be a murderer.
No.
Not a good years.
No,
anymore,
we're
like-
not in a good era, a time period in
CSI
in
really
world
fucked
history.
us over, man. They made
Yeah.
this shit pretty good.
I mean,
Hard to get away. And I was impressed with you take a different car, you drive to all these different places and randomly drop back.
Yeah.
Okay, I can appreciate that. At least
Yeah.
the thought and effort that went into it. But
Had an alibi and a
leaving your
girlfriend
phone, that's a good move. That's a smart move. People panic, they don't think about shit like that.
yeah, lying in wait for her to come home, hiding in the garage. You know, there's no car parked there. It was parked somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then, it's just so cold-blooded, too, because after that, it's like, this all takes place between 8 and like 11:30 in the morning. She goes to take the kids, she gets back, and sometime between 9 and 11, the murder takes place and the car is removed, and her car is taken out of the garage and dumped down the street with like her phone in it. And then God knows what she did with the body. And then at 1:20, he's having lunch with his new girlfriend.
Of course.
Just at a little villa somewhere. We're having a little lunch.
Just nothing happened.
Nothing
to see here.
Knowing that there are 5 kids in a school that no one's going to pick up. And
Well, I think it gets to the point where you can actually murder your wife. I don't think that, rational thought
Yeah.
comes into play.
yeah, it's just too bad.
It is.
Sad story.
It definitely is.
Were you doing a read? Go ahead. You can do a read.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hey, everybody. You have an annual physical to make sure that you're healthy. What do you do to make sure that you remain financially fit? Call Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial. He specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call today at 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark. And now, Jay.
The coronavirus.
The what?
Coronavirus? It's not drinking on the beach.
What is it?
The coronavirus. Have you heard about that?
What?
The virus in China?
I don't. Oh, the Kung Flu.
The Kung Flu, yes.
All
asshole.
right. Yes, the Kung Flu.
The Kung Flu. The U.S. is making final preparations to fly some 250 Americans out of China in a matter of hours, as the death toll in China has now gone over 106. Last I knew, it was 80 yesterday.
So we're going to take, 250 Americans that are in China and bring them here?
Yeah.
Can we take them somewhere first and check them out? Is that?
Yes. I don't think they're just going to let them on a plane and just fingers crossed.
Yeah, right.
And start
We
flying.
gotta get you guys out of there. Those Chinamen are dying like crazy. Fucking come on home.
Well, there's like 1,000 U.S. citizens that live in this hot spot in China, where they're quarantining the whole city, and so they're like, yeah, we can only take 240. We're doing one flight, so quarter of you can go, and the flight is scheduled to depart the Wuhan International Airport at 5 a.m. China Standard Time tomorrow and arrive at the Ontario International Airport in Southern California at 9 p.m. That doesn't sound right. The Ontario, I'm not familiar with that, but whatever. They're said to be, priority will be given, of course, to diplomats. The important people get to board first. And staff from the U.S. consulate in Wuhan, followed by individuals at greater risk for the coronavirus.
How do you determine risk factor?
Cough, sniffles.
What it's looking like?
Yeah, I don't know. If you live closest to the market, or if you've I don't know if you know much about this, but this is a live food market that is the epicenter for this thing, and it's fucking disgusting.
I can believe that.
I mean, they think this strain started from snakes. People eating snakes.
Really?
Yes. I mean, they're selling bats, rats, snakes, fucking.
You ever had snake?
No.
No?
No.
I had a rattlesnake. It was pretty good.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Gross. No. So the virus, they say, has afflicted more than 4,500 people worldwide as of today, with 5 cases confirmed and more than 100 suspected in the U.S., including a couple in Michigan, by the way.
I heard there was something relatively in Michigan.
And I feel when I'm reading the symptoms, dude, maybe I have the coronavirus.
I diagnosed you early
Yeah.
with that.
of Kung Flu.
Yeah, I think there was one fatality at the point
Yeah.
when I diagnosed you with it.
Just need to go back. It's funny though, when I was in there, they sat down in the doctor's office, immediately went, have you been anywhere outside of the country? Like they wanted to know, have you traveled outside of the country at all? Because at that point, China had released the code, the genetic code to the strain, and so that doctors and scientists all over the world could then match it, identify it, and stuff like that. So they were definitely interested. I was like, no, I'm in fucking China or anything. But now I'm starting to wonder.
Maybe.
The initial reports claim the evacuation flight will be leaving on Tuesday, flying into San Francisco International. It's unclear why the destination was changed. The plane is scheduled to make a refueling stop in Anchorage, Alaska. So, okay, to your guys' question. Before boarding, all passengers will undergo screenings by Chinese and U.S. health officials. Anyone with signs of the virus will not be allowed to board. Medical personnel will be on the plane to monitor passengers numerous times during the flight. When the plane stops in Alaska, all passengers will be re-screened by personnel with the CDC's Anchorage quarantine station. The north terminal at the airport has already been closed to the public and prepped for the flight's arrival. So,
That's serious.
they're
Everybody
also
just gets their own can of Lysol.
yeah. I see them. They've got. It looks like they're spraying for bugs in your house. They're just walking through the planes, all
Fumigating
fucking-
the whole thing.
Yeah. The U.S. is planning to shut its consulate over there. Some citizens have elected to stay because some American over there married a Chinese woman and has a fucking mixed baby, and they're like, "Fuck your China woman and your half China kid. You're an American. You want to come home?" And it's like, well. I'm not leaving my fucking wife and kid behind. They're like, all right, well, see you later. Next.
Give you a shot.
Yeah. So Benjamin Wilson from Louisiana, his Chinese wife, 7-year-old daughter, not taking the jet home, not leaving my wife. Priscilla Dickey from Vermont said she had a seat on the plane along with her 8-year-old daughter. She's not sure how she's getting to the airport, though. She's like, I have a secure seat, but the problem is transportation. You can't get in and out of where they are.
On lockdown in the city.
Yes,
so
man.
We're providing a plane, but no sort of transportation to get you there. Like, you guys just show up at the airport. We'll take care of it. We'll
Get your ass
delouse
there.
you and
Yeah.
put you through decontamination. But
There's got to be a few running rickshaws in the area, right?
I would think so.
You can hop on. They've got those masks. Grab some of those masks. So preliminary research suggests the virus was passed to humans from snakes, and then human-to-human transmission, and that's where it gets scary. And they say the fear is that a lot of people have no idea that they have it before signs even show up. You're very contagious.
Yeah.
And some signs are very subtle, so it's just like, got this nagging cough and a little bit of breathing thing going on. A little
Trouble
bit of
breathing and like abscesses in the thumb and things like that.
fever, small fever, and it's like,
Winded
just
going up 4 steps, things like that.
shut up.
Oh, yeah. You're fucked.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, most people would think it's just a little cold. Just play this thing out. No. And some of the videos I've seen, and I know some of these are fake, but like they have people like in the hospital just laying on like a gurney with a sheet over them, just fucking shaking violently. And it's like, that doesn't look fun at all. By the way,
I heard it was that one of the doctors got it, right? Somebody was like treating them early on and ended up dying.
oh really?
Yeah, in China.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. But there was
This
this
is-
huge influx of them coming in, and everybody was
Yeah.
trying to treat them, and then the doctor got it and died.
The other thing I found interesting about this story, I don't know why I would have thought it would have been different, but you do not just get to board that plane. You have to buy your own ticket.
Come on.
I swear to God.
Really?
Does that sound weird?
Yes.
They're like, oh, you want the life-saving
They
flight
need
home?
the fucking who's 300
Yeah.
or the 300, probably like 700 or something like that.
Probably more than that, going from China to
it's
fucking
not a
Alaska
cheap
to
flight.
California.
It's
I
not a
mean,
cheap flight, especially if it's full of kung fluers.
Yeah, no
I'm
shit.
sure there's a tax on that.
So it's 1,000. I mean, I understand. Okay, so you say
so you got a family of 3 coming home. It's like, fuck, man, I got to drop 10 G's now?
that's ridiculous.
Isn't
That
that,
is funny.
weird?
Like-
Okay. I thought I didn't know if you guys were going to go. Well,
Why
yeah,
would
you're
they
getting a
not
flight,
just
fucking-
be able to cover this flight? I guess like.
I don't know. Well,
I mean, wouldn't you just look and go, okay?
But for the record,
it's going to be $30,000.
I'll bite.
$50,000.
I'll play devil's advocate. What obligation does the U.S. have? Why do they got to pay their fucking ticket? Why?
Because
If they're going to give them an opportunity to get out of there, hey, they're on lockdown, right? Most of that major city, whatever, fucking Wuhan or whatever that thing is called that they're in, that's the epicenter of it,
Yeah.
is on lockdown. Like, you can't get out of the city. And if you can't get out of the city, you can't get on a plane. There are travel restrictions all over the place.
Yeah.
And if they can make some sort of special arrangement that says, hey, you get to the airport, we'll get you out of there because you're American citizens.
Bring your credit card.
Bring your credit card. So, but they don't owe them anything. If they can make,
I
they
know,
could be
but-
like, see, that's what you get for fucking living over there, man. Sucks to be you. Sorry.
Yeah, well, why
At least
wouldn't they
they're
say,
giving
we're
them a
not
shot.
sending you a fucking plane either?
Well, I don't know that they're sending a plane, or maybe they're just like, hey, United, listen,
Yeah.
here's the deal.
No, it'll be... U.S. is making final preparations to fly some 240 Americans home. A charter flight is scheduled to depart the Wuhan airport at 5 a.m. I mean, this is like government.
Well, it's not like they're sending Air Force One to go scoop these people up. They're just making arrangements like, hey, we need a plane at this time to do this.
I know, but that thing...
I mean, yes, all things considered, yes, they should fucking pay
seems
for it.
like-
I was just being, but yeah,
I know.
Come on,
It
but they
just
don't owe them
seems
that. They're
like-
giving them a chance.
Well, the U.S. government
Out of all
protects
the
its
times
citizens
to be
around the
so
world.
stingy, what is that's my main
And think
thing,
about all the
like-
money we waste as a government. It's like,
Right.
really, you can't fucking come up with $100,000 in what would be flights for these people that, you don't want it on your watch that this group of people dies. And I don't know why, if you can charter one flight for 240 people,
Yeah, well, you couldn't
can't
get all
charter
1,000?
4 flights
Yeah.
for the other fucking 760
I did think about
of
that.
them?
Right.
Like, and they're like, no, that's it. That's it.
Not
and
even,
so-
I wonder if they're just paying full retail, or if there's like some, like, okay, hey, we're gonna fly it, but it's it's $500, or if you gotta like go through Travelocity and like book your own shit.
Well, I imagine the problem is you can't get a flight out of Wuhan. You know what I mean? Like it's probably all shut down because a lot of governments and scientists around the world are saying this is so irresponsible of China. They need to take draconian-like measures to shut fucking travel down. Don't let your citizens be traveling worldwide right now, because this shit is popping up in countries all over the world. And, this thing could spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
This could turn into a epidemic disaster, the likes of SARS and worse.
Right.
And so, they're like, China's not doing a very good job of being outward and honest and open about the truth here, and they need to get their shit together and shut this stuff down. So if the American government is saying, we're going to charter a flight, we understand there are flights not coming out of here, but we're going to have CDC members and we're going to have U.S. officials and Chinese medical officials at boarding, hazmat it off. Maybe they're paying to shut down a wing of the airport, and it's like, all right, we've already spent fucking $4 million on this little
Yeah,
project.
at that point, what's $100,000 for a
Yeah,
flight?
Right.
Come
Hey,
on.
pay your own damn flight, So I don't know. I could see it both ways, but when I read that yesterday, I was like, boy, that sounds petty. I mean, you wouldn't go in on a rescue mission to save someone captured by the Taliban,
Right.
and you go in on a rescue mission, and then do you charge the fucking guy? By the way, it costs us $50,000 to fly over here, and although I guess they
what
charge you for ambulance.
It's like the assholes that get stranded when they shouldn't, or skiing where they shouldn't, things like that, or
yeah,
they get you, but you're going to pay for it.
yeah.
There are things
You're
like
on the
that,
bill.
but I think this seems like a different.
Well, yeah, I don't think they're not
situation.
not
Yeah.
at fault here.
Right.
Yeah, there's a difference between the guy that decides he's going to climb a rock that's in the middle of nowhere that you're not supposed to be at, and now other people are risking their lives for you, versus, this shithole
Yeah.
is selling fucking barely dead fucking fish. I mean, this is a warm meat market where people will go there to buy animals that were just killed. And the meat is still warm. It's fucking disgusting.
Anything better than fresh meat?
Fresh dog meat.
Well,
Fucking coyote.
You never know what you're
Rat,
gonna get.
foxes, snakes. Yes.
Why?
Fucking,
Foxes.
What-
People
who-
eat foxes.
why not?
It all
Who's
sounds
to
gr-
say why? Why? But a cow and a pig sounds fucking
Yes,
amazing.
because I
Why?
grew up eating cows and
Yeah,
pigs.
you don't
That's
know.
why, Troy.
That's what they told you. Just like milk's good for your bones. They fucking lie,
Right.
man. You don't know. It's food. Hey, listen. A human might be fucking delicious.
A pig is a filthy fucking animal.
Yeah. I just don't dig on swine.
It might taste delicious, but I'll never know.
I wish I had the foresight to buy some 3M stock.
The 3M stock?
Yeah,
Why?
because they're the largest producer of face masks.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yep.
The tape
I'd be curious.
people?
Yeah. Well, they do a lot other than that, but yeah.
I would not have pegged the tape people
No,
as,
you'd be surprised.
as
Like
the mask guys.
Yeah, no, they do like a lot of the air filters and things like
Yeah.
that too. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're the largest producer now. I'd be curious to know what their stock's done over the last week or so.
Yeah. There was a lot of people got to the airport, by the way, too, to get flights out of there. And there was a little dust up at the airport. A lot of people wouldn't board the plane to leave. 'Cause-
One asshole sitting in the front seat, all sniffling and sweating and shit.
No, they saw some people like sneaking meds into their mouths of like anti fever reduction meds and shit. They're like, hey, he's got the fever. No way.
You don't get on my plane.
So it's like if he's getting on, I'm not. So there's all kinds of dust up there. They don't want to get near anybody.
Yeah.
It's a real fucking
You
mess.
can't trust
man.
anybody. And like I said, it sits dormant for a minute, but you're contagious, but you don't show signs, so you don't even know.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
Well, I don't know. Flight would still probably be a better flight to be on than Kobe's.
Oh,
Right?
boy, yeah. Well,
So
I guess we'll see, but
Yeah.
they're not on it yet. But
Some aviation experts have been talking, and yeah, it's looking more and more like we thought that this was absolute human error. And the pilot, Ara Zobayan, was the chief pilot for the aircraft's owner. Now, I thought Kobe owned this bird, but
that's
the owner,
the way the report sounded. But
yeah, and that it's not that plane you showed me with the black one with the Nike swoosh. That
Really?
might, yeah. This is a white fucking plane built in 1991. Apparently, the upkeep on it is fabulous. Island Express Helicopters owns this.
Oh, I wonder if this was just like a charter that he did, not his.
It's what he frequently did. But if he
Okay.
owns his own helicopter, I don't know why. So maybe he did, and then it's easier to just charter these ones.
Maybe.
I don't know. The company said the pilot had more than 10 years experience, logged more than 8,000 flight hours. Also a flight instructor who had flown Bryant and other celebrities several times. Instrument rated, so he was qualified to fly in fog. We know all that.
IFR.
There you go. But even experienced pilots may have only seconds to act when they are blinded by weather. And they say when you're flying low to the ground, you get very disoriented. Even the best pilots get very disoriented. And when you're in the fog and stuff like that, going between mountains and get disoriented, just like fucking nosedive the thing. Not even know it.
I can believe it.
So
I guess what I don't understand is if you have to have some basic information, like that mountain is 3,000 feet high.
yeah,
Why don't you fly at 3,100 feet?
I think,
I know you're not supposed to. You have to be able to
Right.
fly. And I don't know what the elevation. I'm just making up fucking numbers. It could have been, but whatever. You have to know what the top of that mountain would be. Why wouldn't you make sure you're over?
Well, you brought up a good point yesterday when you said it's a helicopter. Can't it just hover? It's like,
just
can it
sit. Just stay where you're at.
They
I've seen
have-
them. They can do it. I know.
Yeah, I mean, and I watched that they've got. You know how you can track flights, and they'll show you the flight pattern. It's not the actual plane. It's just like a cartoon, but it shows you the exact pattern the plane went. And so that video is out there. And so I watched today, a couple minute video of it, like at this minute by minute where this plane was, and it's like it's going through stuff, and you can tell, it's not topographical, but you can tell on the map. Okay,
Yeah.
this would be,
It
and then
literally
you can tell where
shows
there's-
the one I saw where it's literally going up, following the freeway, going up the I-5.
Well, yeah, it's
and then-
going the 101. I think at first they wanted him to shoot over the 5, but it's going through, and then it gets to a spot, and it starts circling and circling and circling,
Mm-hmm.
and then does a rectangular thing in a circle, and it looks weird, and then all of a sudden it breaks free,
keeps
and it
going.
gets into what appears to be a very wide area where it's not like jagged mountains. And then it just slowly comes around, and then finally, boom, it's done. It's like, wouldn't you think? They said he could have been flying. He was flying as low as 100 feet off the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Put it down. There's got to be
Let's
a spot
let's just take a break.
somewhere.
So those people that when it's raining really hard and they stop in the underpass or the overpass,
Yeah,
underneath
ride
the
a motorcycle
overpass
or
or whatever.
something,
Just like,
yeah.
hey, it's really, really. I'm just going to take a break for a minute. Let this
Yeah.
fucking blow over. Good point.
I mean,
why not just sit her
there
down?
had to be a patch, so even if it's slightly tilted.
Who gives a shit?
Fucking,
No
lean
trees.
it, lean it a little
yeah.
bit. Lean it a little bit.
Watch out for power lines. Set her down.
And appears to be a lot of trails, walking trails. You can't tell me there's not a spot where you can go, dude, I'm telling you, our feet can land right there. Set her down. We'll pick this up in a couple hours. Let the fog blow through.
Yeah.
We're going to miss a practice today.
I think it's not much bigger than like a smaller than a school bus, isn't it? I mean, all said and done, probably. Doesn't take up that much room.
Just seems you're flying around up there for an awful long time. You find one little spot where it's like,
Come on, find a nice fucking roof or something. You just said that thing.
Well, I don't think there were many houses there. It's pretty rough terrain. I'll give them that. Not easy.
Sure.
But you got 9 people on board. You have them looking out the window. Everyone look for a spot. Everyone look for a spot where it looks like our wheels could touch down. Okay? We need to take a little bit of a break. The pilots listening to us right now are probably screaming at their...
You can't put your passengers in that kind of panic, though. You got to act like you got your shit together the whole time.
I'd rather they get into a little bit of a panic than explode.
Well, yeah.
You know, debris...
That's worst case scenario. Well, I mean...
Spread as far as a football field, dude. Football field. I think they've recovered today officially all the bodies.
They came in hot.
180 or 180 miles an hour.
Well, I know Travis said that's what it goes. Travis said that.
No. It goes it goes faster than that. I think
Travis said that's a badass helicopter that'll go 180 miles an hour. I don't think helicopters really go. I mean, like badass ones, but not most. Don't go that. Like TC's chopper and Magnum. I don't think it goes 180 miles an hour, man.
Look it up. Look up the.
What's it called? I don't know.
Whatever. Helicopter speed. Flying. How fast is a helicopter go?
It's the Sikorsky, the Sikorsky S-76.
I thought that was like max speed was like 180 miles an hour.
Well, you better be right about that, sir.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I'm just mean they were going full out, just wide open, just hauling balls into that.
Yeah, max speed is 178.
Yes.
178. It said it was flying at about 184.
Cruise speed is 155, it says
right?
here. I don't know.
Then that's just
okay. I didn't
reckless.
say you were wrong.
No, I know. But that's reckless. So you're literally wide open. Can you imagine being in a car in the fog going, I'm not sure where I'm going. I can't really see so good. Floor it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Reckless.
He's down only...
Especially when it can just hover. When you could just fucking sit still in air.
I know.
And he was going 180 miles an hour?
Yeah, and descending at a rate of more than 4,000 feet per minute when it struck the ground.
Oh, well, see, that...
So this guy, I've got a guy...
That could be terminal velocity, though, because they could have been shit and just falling. Yes.
Robert Ditchy, he's a veteran airline pilot, aeronautical engineer, former airline exec, said the crash was totally avoidable. And on the part of some people, I can go as far as saying irresponsible. I wonder who he's talking about. You think he's talking about Gigi? Gigi?
No, probably not.
No. Here's one of the most important people in the world who comes to a tragic end like this. You say, why? What the hell happened? His helicopter left 9 a.m., a time when conditions were just not suitable for flying. These were very scary conditions. The weather's not good enough even for the police to fly. Why should Kobe do it? It says...
That was very telling that even the police helicopters and everything was grounded.
Yes.
Were grounded.
Yeah. Even going at 120 miles an hour only gives a pilot 30 seconds to avoid a large obstacle, suggesting the pilot may have been traveling too fast to properly maneuver around obstacles. They're in the fog, and you're down hugging the ground trying to fly up the highway and barely able to see it. He's down only 100 feet or so above the ground. In that area of the San Fernando Valley, you have mountains on either side of you, and the clouds have obscured them, and you don't have that much room to maneuver. So, yeah, not good.
No. Why wouldn't you literally just take the freeway? Like whatever way you would go in a car, right?
Yep.
But you don't want to do that because traffic sucks and it's going to take you fucking forever. But that's still the way to get there. It may not be the most direct. I get it, but stick with me here. The biggest thing in a road, a bridge, a sign, a truck, whatever, it's 50 feet tops maybe over the road. Just skim that fucker. Just run right over the road, right over the top of all the traffic, and just take the road right there. Hey, I'm going to take a left on 12 Mile. Here we go. You don't even have to wait for lights. You don't have to do anything. Why are you fucking with mountains? Why are you fucking with mountains?
Because
that's
I think
my point.
He needs to get through those to get to the freeway.
He was on the freeway. He turned left and went into the mountains.
Look at that map.
I saw the map. Don't bullshit.
But
he was following the mountains, or the freeway, did a little donut for a minute, kept going, and then took a left turn into the mountains, and then poof.
Yeah, but that 101 winds through the mountains. It winds through the mountains. It's a one-lane road. It's 1 and 1, and it's cutting through mountains. Now, a lot of it's coastal, so
Yeah.
you get gorgeous stretches of just the coast on your left.
Sure, and if the road's underneath you, you're fine.
Yeah.
Cars don't drive into mountains.
Dude, you could not drive a fucking helicopter through some of those stretches. No fucking way. No fucking way.
then-
You're talking about very tall trees, very narrow roads, and winding up and through mountains.
Then
There's
take it
no
above it. That's all I'm
way.
saying. If you go above
you
it,
would take it 3,000 feet above it to get above the mountains. in
okay, well,
fog.
then you take
Your
them out of
best
flight.
bet, we've seen planes that are flown by, little Cessna or something. Guy goes up there and him and his son are flying around and shit, I blew an engine or I ran out of gas. And take it down on the fucking freeway and land.
That's a good
And
open spot.
You know
And
what
flat.
happens? Cars tend to see you coming from a mile away, flying in and they get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
If you saw Sikorsky coming down, cars, I don't give a shit how bad traffic was in LA
No.
that morning.
You could land
They're
right in the middle of the road.
gonna-
Yep.
Cars will stop when they see
Mm-hmm.
you, and then, you put it down, wave to everybody.
You could probably get 85 guys to get out and help drag it off to the side of the road so that they can keep going.
Just to move it out. Yeah, it's not good. Doesn't make any sense. But
Tragic.
there's a Washington Post reporter who is getting death threats. And usually, be like, the media brought it on, so whatever. So a lot of reporters at the Washington Post are demanding that the newspaper provide protection for this journalist who got suspended after she tweeted a link on Sunday to a years-old story about the rape allegations against Kobe, just hours after, they were reported dead. The reporters, all members of the newspaper's union, defended political reporter Felicia Sanmez, who said she received death threats. Felicia's received an onslaught of violent messages, threats that contained her home address. She's being doxxed in the wake of this tweet she sent out regarding Kobe. So the union protested against Sanmez being placed on administrative leave while the newsroom leadership reviewed the paper's social media policy. Give me a break. She's had to leave her home out of fear for her safety, has gotten insufficient guidance from the Post on how to protect herself. The reporters noted that the hours after Bryant's death Sunday were a fraught time to share reporting about past accusations of sexual assault, the loss of a beloved figure, and so many other lives. It's a tragedy, but we believe it's our responsibility as a news organization to tell the public the whole truth as we know it about figures and institutions, both popular and unpopular, at moments timely and untimely. It's not the first time the Post has sought to control how she speaks on matters of sexual violence. So this is someone who came out a couple of years ago as a survivor, sexual assault victim.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too, yep. And so, yeah, they want her to have a security detail. And so she tweets this out.
So she just literally retweets a
She
story,
tweeted a story that,
a factual, not opinion, not her, just literally said, hey, just for the record, he raped a chick. Allegedly.
she sent out a old Daily Beast story. The Daily Beast did a story a few years ago, and it was called, what was the name of it? Kobe Bryant's disturbing rape case, the DNA evidence, the accuser's story, and the half confession. So immediately it kind of goes viral, tens of thousands of shares and thousands of likes, as well as many comments. And then she follow-up tweets, well, that was eye-opening. To the 10,000 people literally who have commented and emailed me with abuse and death threats, please take a moment and read the story, which was written 3+ years ago and not by me. Any public figure is worth remembering in their totality, even if that figure is beloved and that totality unsettling. That folks are responding with rage and threats towards me, someone who didn't even write the piece but found it well reported, speaks volumes about the pressure people come under to stay silent in these cases. She ended up deleting it, her tweet, over the backlash. But of course, people had screen grabs.
Of course, yeah. Once it's out there, it's out there, man. Doesn't matter. You can't get it back.
And then the hashtag Fire Felicia Sanmez starts trending.
Fire her for what exactly?
Yeah.
Let's take aside these morons who are going to threaten her life for it.
Yeah.
Let's take that aside. Fire her
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
for sharing an article that's
Well,
I know. Factual.
It takes immense skill and stupidity to find a way to play the victim in a moment where 9 people lost their lives in a helicopter crash. Again, delete your account. One user demanded, hey, at Washington Post, do the right thing and show the world that irresponsible journalism is unacceptable. Okay, that's not really irresponsible journalism.
No, I think
what
it's
happened.
it's telling the whole story. It's
There is a time and a place for everything. Bringing up dirt on someone that just died only a few hours ago is neither the time or the
When
place.
is the time then?
What?
I want that person to
I don't know. I
when
don't
it's-
know.
When I want that
That Bill
person to-
Johnson needs to
5
fucking-
days? Is it 3 days? When is
Right.
she allowed to say, hey, by the way, he kind of probably raped a chick?
yeah,
Like-
exactly right.
Felicia is a fucking disgrace to her profession.
Wow, did they say fucking?
Yeah,
That's harsh.
I know. And they did have, I didn't read all these details from the Daily Beast article, but they included them in this story too. So like, in case you're wondering, here's the story.
Right.
That was
Little
sent
extra.
out. Yeah. So the details, it's got Kobe's comments to the police and the victims, and she says, we were talking, and Kobe asked me to open the jacuzzi for him. I told him my shift was over and I was going to go home. He proceeded to try to convince me to come back in 15 minutes, which I told him I would just so I could get out of there, and then I was just going to leave and not come back. I stood up to leave. He stood up, asked me to give him a hug. I gave him a hug, and he started kissing me. I let him kiss me, and kissing continued. Then he took off his pants. Oh, Cobb. And that's when I tried to back up and leave, and that's when he started to choke me.
Back up.
Yeah, he started to put his hands on me, grabbing my titties and my butt, trying to lift up my skirt. He proceeds to fully take off his own pants, trying to grab my hand and make me touch it. It's a move. A lot of guys, you see that come up a lot in these stories.
Yeah.
Guy wants you to touch it,
Oh yeah.
So I told him once that I needed to leave. He didn't say anything. He started to get rough with it. When he took off his pants, that's when he started to kind of back up and try to push his hands off me. And that's when he started to choke me, just choking to the point that I was scared. Bryant then used force to pin her against two chairs. He then lifted up my skirt, took off my underwear, and came inside me.
Just like that.
The
We
vag
talked about
penetration lasted 5 minutes. During that time, she says she was crying. Police goes, when did you start crying exactly? When he was coming inside or started having sex with me? And then Bryant said, don't tell nobody about this. This is just between the two of us. The two of us, nobody is going to know about this. You're not going to tell anybody.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
You sure? I thought he said
Kiss it.
and go
then
clean
go
yourself
clean
up.
up. But then and then he said this.
But then don't tell anybody about this.
Not asking me, just telling me. He told the police sex was consensual. Initially, however, he denied anything.
Yeah, well, don't tell anybody because I'm married. Of course. Don't tell anybody. Shh.
So what he said, the first time he talked to the police, what he said was, yeah, she showed me around the pool, showed me around, we went to my room. She showed me the back view where the bears come up to the window, and that's about fucking it. We shot the shit, and that was it.
But that's what he originally said. He didn't say he did her.
Yeah. And then the cop goes,
Oh yeah. See, God, come on.
the cop goes, oh, by the way, she's alleging that she was sexually assaulted by you.
Blood coming out of her vagina.
You know-
By the way.
Yeah. And then his response to that, when they were like, by the way, Cole, the woman's claiming that you sexually assaulted her. His immediate response was, is there any way I can settle this? Whatever it is. I mean, anything.
Come on, really? That's all.
If my wife find out anybody made any type of allegations against me, she would be infuriated. The accuser underwent an exam at a local hospital. Nurse stated there were several lacerations in the victim's vaginal area. 2 of those lacerations were approximately 1 centimeter in length, and there were many, I believe 2 millimeter lacerations, too many to count. Injuries were consistent with penetrating genital trauma. This is not consistent with consensual sex.
Wait, did they just say? It's a weird fucking statement. What, did they say there
Yeah,
was
it's a
2?
medical statement.
I know, but there was 2. There were
And there were
1
many.
centimeter, and then there was many that were 2 centimeters.
Too many to count.
Just a weird way to say that, don't you think? Like,
Yeah.
hey, there was 2 that were 1 centimeter, and then there was a shitload that were
Shitload.
2 centimeter, and there was a couple that were like 4
foot.
inches. Like,
Yeah.
holy cow!
Investigators also found blood excretions on Bryant's T-shirt to about the waistline.
Right up to about where, yeah.
Blood found in his shirt had the same DNA profile as her. She agreed to have the charges dropped after, and only after, Kobe would read an apology letter, which he had his lawyer do.
Now, I'm curious I was thinking about that because they dropped the charges because she chose to not testify or whatever her actual, however it came out. But can't the state still prosecute
Yes.
in cases like that? Can't they go,
Yes.
wait a minute, she's scared, I
Here's
get
the
it, but
problem.
we think that but it was Kobe.
No.
Everybody just wanted it to go away.
If the victim refuses to testify or cooperate,
But they already have all that evidence and statements and everything going
it's still
forward.
a he said, she said at that point.
Yeah.
Kobe's got a gigundous dong, probably.
Yeah, no, I get
Things
it.
got a little rough. He says it was consensual. She says it wasn't. Without her being on the stand and testifying what he did, they're not able to,
But they already
they're
have all that.
stuck.
That's my point. I mean, they already have that all in a written statement. In a.
I don't know if you could use that if the defense can't cross it. They've got to be able to cross.
You couldn't put
with
just
the witness,
This is
so-
what she said, and then you couldn't put Kobe on there and go. So you
wouldn't
said
put
you
your
didn't.
lying guilty defendant on the stand.
You didn't-
Never.
So all right, whatever. I feel like they could have still probably gone forward with
They
that.
could have. You got to remember, T. This is 2003.
Kobe.
This is not 2016, 2017 really is where kind of the wall started.
Now they would. I'm sure probably
2003,
still do it.
it was what? Look what you were wearing to work. What'd you expect?
Yeah.
Of course, Kobe's going to take a piece of that. Look at the way you're dressed. Shame on you. That
Why'd
was
you go into his room?
Yeah. Why would you go in there?
Obvious.
The way you're dressed, going into his room. What did you think was going to happen, ma'am?
Yeah.
So they just shit all over, and and so if the victim, alleged victim, refuses to play along at all, that they usually will just be like, well, what the fuck can we do? Now, in a lot of domestics where a woman is scared to death to testify against her husband, she's got black eye and a blown out lip and shit, and they've got evidence like that, they'll charge that motherfucker and fuck her statement, that's that they'll do, but.
Pick and choose, I guess.
Lots of reports were coming out how Nike removed all Kobe's stuff from their website so that people couldn't buy in bulk and then resell it at an overpriced blah, blah, blah. So if you went to the Nike site, and tried to click on Kobe, nothing was there. That was the story yesterday. It's all changed now to say, yeah, we just sold out of everything. Everything's
really?
sold out in 24 hours.
No kidding.
All his shoes, all the merch. So, yeah, it's not there anymore.
I can't imagine they have. Obviously, they have stock, but it's not like they're still just pumping it out. Like LeBron stuff or things like that. I mean, obviously they have it and they sell it, but
I would think, wouldn't they just take fucking orders and just go, yeah, it's going to be back ordered for 2 months. Sorry.
it probably is.
But they're not taking orders at all. They've just pulled all the shit. So, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this because, and I think, Isis, you have some photos. The famous NBA logo was Jerry West.
Yeah.
And
White dude, short shorts.
yes, and that was who took that? That was incorporated. That NBA logo was created by a guy named Alan Siegel in 1969, incorporating the LA Lakers' Jerry West silhouette from a photo taken by Wen Roberts. And looking at that photo is kind of funny. Him on the cover of a magazine, you can see the NBA logo. It was modeled after Major League Baseball's, and Major League Baseball's logo is believed to be, a lot of people thought it was Harmon Killebrew, but I guess it's kind of a mashup of
It's not an actual outline.
Yeah,
Because that Jerry West, that's the actual silhouette
yes.
of him, right?
And so they believe it's a composite of several players in the 60s and 70s that makes up that baseball logo, which debuted I can't remember what year it was, but the West logo debuts in 1971. There is a change.org petition now to change the NBA logo to Kobe Bryant. It's gotten over 1.5 million signatures, which is a shitload.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
Is there one that I can sign to say no?
In a day and a
I
half.
guess.
Is there a don'tchange.org that I can go to say no?
Here's the thing. Like, Michael Jordan, like, if you wanted to change the NBA logo to the fucking Jumpman, go, yeah, that's Jordan.
Right.
Look at some of the logos.
And that's some of the
people
stuff
are
that
proposing.
like Jumpman. Like that's an iconic
Yeah.
logo. And that would probably fly.
Yeah.
But just because why? Because the guy died?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, he
Why?
died. He died, T.
He's not even third anymore on the list for the record.
I know.
And falling, but
Signatures from across the world have been placed in the hope that the NBA pay the ultimate tribute to Bryant. With the untimely and unexpected passing of the great Kobe Bryant, please sign this petition in an attempt to immortalize him forever as the new NBA logo.
Is
I
there
don't think
any?
$1.5 million is that impressive either. You say in a day and a half, but dude, all over the world, there's like 8 billion people. on the
Yeah,
planet.
it's still pretty good for in that short of a time.
I
But
guess.
Dude, they were hoping to get 500,000
Is there-
signatures, and they blew past that so fast.
just for the
They're now
record, there is no
3 million.
threshold. Like if they hit 5 million, like the NBA has to change it or something. It's just
No,
this is just
no,
like,
no.
hey, this is what we want. It's just a bunch of people fucking asking.
No, petitions like for the White House.
Yeah.
That you know.
Well, I understand that's a threshold.
that
of,
hits
but that's
100,000 or something, and the White House will address it.
yes,
in
but,
some manner.
But this means literally nothing. This is just
Yeah.
somebody that started it, and
the NBA is their own league. They can go
Yeah.
eat a dick.
No,
Sorry,
sorry,
We
no.
love Kobe too, but no. Do you have pictures of some of the proposed options?
oh, I would like to. Okay, that's a no.
That's a huge no for
Huge
me.
no.
I mean, I only
Could you?
saw two.
That could be anybody.
Actually, kind of almost looks like Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah,
it
the
really
ears.
does. Yeah,
I only had the two.
really?
I didn't realize there was that many.
yeah, I know.
There are more than that.
But still, why? Fuck off. Why change it? It doesn't. It doesn't. You know, like
Yeah,
I'm just gonna vote no,
yeah.
and I'm just gonna leave it there.
Boy, I did watch the ESPN last night. Ran his final game when he scored 60.
Yeah.
And I got, you know, they ran the whole fourth quarter. Well, they said they ran the whole fourth quarter commercial free, which is bullshit. There was a commercial in there. Pissed me off. But that was the only one, so I won't get too upset. I won't call ESPN and rant. I've done that before, but I won't do it now.
Not the hill to die on.
No,
Didn't
not
they just
that.
kind of let him score, though? I mean, you know, they always
He
sit
put
there
up
and-
98 shots, I believe, and shot 8%. But yes,
Right, people were like, "Oh, he scored
Right.
60 in his last
Yeah.
game."
I remember at one point looking, and he was 12 for 30 or something
He was
for
like
30
12
points
yeah.
or whatever. Like, if you're under 50%, man, it's not. It's not going to be impressive.
it was comical.
Just
the amount
jack.
Now, I got goosebumps watching it. I got sucked in. You know, they went to the ESPN host like, "Yeah, coming up Sports Center next, but we're gonna play this whole fourth quarter commercial free." Lie, but then it was like the last 3 minutes of this game. You know, pay the fuck attention, watch what Kobe does, and Kobe, dude, it's no bullshit. He's being guarded. He's hitting tough shots. He bangs like 5 threes.
It's not like all-star game
It's-
kind of shit where you can just do anything you want, essentially. But
And there's like a minute 10, a minute 30 left in the game, and he's at 48 points. And it's like, how the hell is this going to happen? And, dude, he just hit some shots. You're just like, holy, like, it's worth watching. I ended up recording as I was watching because you weren't there. I was like, I'm hitting record, and
Oh,
T's got to watch this
Yeah,
last.
I'd love to see that.
This last.
I remember
at
when it
least fourth
happened, but
quarter.
again, so long ago that I don't remember all the details.
Yeah.
But it'd be good to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and you see like.
I'd rather watch his
dude
81
really
game.
was special.
In all honesty.
The
Not-
81.
yeah.
Yeah.
What, is that what it was? 81? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It was 80.
Yeah.
81.
81 and then 60 in his final game.
Yeah.
Yep. We haven't talked much about Harbinger Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein. It's funny. We went on a kick over the weekend. We were watching a lot of Miramax films.
Yeah,
You know,
ironically, yeah.
Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, Tarantino stuff we got on a binge.
Yeah, we did.
Then,
And
Reservoir, then Pulp, then True Romance.
True Romance.
That's a good run. Those
Yeah,
are good movies.
It
man.
was, and it was, you know, a lazy day, and we're just like, oh man,
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction might be the best movie ever.
I
mean,
agree. I started it with that statement.
You
yes.
said that, and I was like, oh, it's in my top 5 for sure.
I
Watching
couldn't get through it.
Huh?
I didn't,
Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Yeah, I tried, and I didn't really care for it.
Oh my God, that's well.
I think-
hold on,
yeah.
you can't get through it. The timeline is jumbled. So saying that you can't get through it, it would make no sense. You wouldn't, unless you watch the whole thing, none of it will make sense to you.
That's true, actually.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, but in this day and age, I don't know what to tell you, man. I think I watched like a half hour, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Interesting.
It
Hey, to each their own.
mind blowing.
Right.
I'm going to give you homework. I'm going to make you watch Pulp Fiction again because it stands up to. It's a dialogue movie. The dialogue is so fucking strong, so good. There's so many funny parts. It's just brilliant.
Yeah.
And I declare, after you said that, I was like, yeah. I watched it. It was like, dude, this might be the best movie ever fucking made. I absolutely love this movie. I love Swimming with Sharks. you know, with Frank Whaley
Strong.
and what's his name?
Spacey.
Kevin Spacey,
Yeah.
you know, homo rapist. But yeah, dude, I fucking love those movies, and Pulp is right there. But as the credits open for all of them, Miramax, Harvey Weinstein, Bob
all of it.
Weinstein, all over it. You just see the whole
Oh,
Weinstein
yeah. He's got
family
his
and
big greasy rapey fingers on everything.
every bit of those, man.
That's why we got
Miramax-
away with it for so long.
So anyway, he's been in court a lot. You know, I don't know if you've followed that at all or
For
seen
what?
it.
Speeding tickets or
Yeah, speeding tickets. He's refused to pay parking tickets, and
you know that happens.
No, the rape accusations and stuff.
Oh.
And so he's facing all this shit. But he had back surgery, and so he's got a walker with tennis balls on it. And he looks like this decrepit old man who can't walk into court. It's fucking hilarious. But
Is he going to try the I'm blind excuse like Cosby?
yeah, he's pulled a Cosby. So we've got, you know, he's in and out of court, and there's today there were a secondary witness, Elizabeth Enton, former roommate of Mimi Haley. Now, Mimi Haley claimed that her 12-inch pooch Peanut, she's got a little Peens nut at the house, scared off the producer when he barged into their home. Sort of the little Peens nut that's a little chihuahua. Started chasing him around a house.
And that scared him off? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. The former roommate, Elizabeth Enton, roommate of Haley, who delivered an explosive testimony, and I'll give you a few of those details in a moment, on Monday, took the witness stand to corroborate her friend's claims. On Monday, she talked about how she was a former production assistant for the Weinstein Company and recounted how he allegedly forcibly performed oral on her, which I just don't understand. And the details get worse. I'll give you those in a minute. At his New York apartment in 06. Also raped her again at the Tribeca Hotel a couple weeks later. One occasion, he barged into Haley's home demanding she come with him to Paris, but got scared when Enton's Chihuahua Peanut began to chase him around, screaming his head off. Enton glared at Weinstein upon entering the courtroom. She revealed how Haley told her about the alleged rape right after it happened. So these are a couple roommate girls that share everything. You get home from work, and it's like, oh, my God, what happened to your day? And they fucking girl it out.
Big, greasy, creepy guy eating my pussy when I told him no.
They shared how I was lying in bed. She was standing in the doorway. Normally, she'd flop on my bed. She was very nervous. She was pacing. She seemed anxious to talk to me and seemed not like the typical comfortable way we normally speak to each other. Conversation was not linear. She'd gone to the apartment of Harvey Weinstein, and she assumed it was work-related. He started grabbing her by the shoulders, kissing her. She said no, and he wouldn't stop. She said, I'm on my period. He said, I don't care, at which point he threw her down, pulled off her underwear, yanked out the tampon, and went down on her.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it-
That's a real go-getter there.
Yeah, that's you know, I understand the dynamic, you know, what therapists and stuff will say. You know, it's not about, you know, rape is not about, it's about power. It's about authority over someone and overpowering someone. I get that, but popping out someone's tampon, what do you do with it? Do you find like a napkin to set it on? Do you whip it against the wall? What? Like,
I don't know. I've actually never been in that situation.
No.
No. But yeah, as Landau says, it tastes like pennies.
tastes like some old rusty coins. Harvey showed up at our apartment, pushed his way into the apartment. He just pushed his way in. We started laughing about it. My dog, my small Chihuahua Peanut, was chasing him around, and he was threatened by it. He said, "What is that thing? Get it away from me." Peanut's just screaming its head off at it.
Right? Yeah. He knows a raper when he sees one.
Yeah, but so she's on the stand, and that's a hell of a story.
He is a creep from everything I've heard, man. But
Yeah.
when he's like you said, everything we watched, he was all over in Miramax, and just such a huge reach that that is power. That is, you know, and it's not. Obviously, rape has many levels. It's not like you literally just had to hold her down, force her, and do it, you know, against kicking and screaming. Sometimes it's just the, you know, enforcement of, you know, the authority of, you know, you don't want to stop because, oh my God, this is Harvey Weinstein and his big, greasy, fucking creepy fucking head.
With the ability to put you in films.
And I will never work in this, you know, in this town again, as they say, if I do or say or don't do it.
And people didn't.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of power
that
Harvey Weinstein had. I mean, he was as A-list of A-listers as they come, had massive hits that his production company financed and produced and put out, and the Quentin Tarantino stuff alone,
Yeah.
and tons of other things, like the power that dude would have, and the sheltering and that fucking, I mean, yeah, it's terrible, but it went on for a long time, and every time just gives that dude more. He becomes more brazen. That
Yeah,
I'm
every time.
untouchable.
Exactly. I can get away with it as much as you want.
Yep. Say what you want, bitch. No one will believe you.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, no one did. So
Hey,
it's tough. Yeah.
if you would dread a closed-door meeting with Harvey Weinstein as much as bookkeeping and accounting for your business, let Kyle Mayer handle it all for you. Kyle is a pro who you can trust, so spend more time on your core business and leave those awful, annoying accounting and bookkeeping tasks to Kyle. Call him today at 248-521-0016. Tell him the Detroit Cast sent you, and Kyle will save you 10%.
Hey, a Florida judge today freed Antonio Brown from his house arrest, allowing him to remove his ankle monitor as he awaits trial on charges he attacked a moving company truck driver. Judge Michael Usen agreed to let Brown travel freely in the United States so he can fulfill contractual obligations that he has with ESPN and Kevin Hart, the comedian.
Really?
What would ESPN want to do with
I can't believe they wouldn't have just dropped him from everything at
Yeah.
this point, in all honesty.
and Kevin Hart? I mean, okay, whatever. Instead of wearing an ankle monitor, GPS monitor, he will have to check in with the court personnel daily. His $110,000 bail remains in place. He still must surrender his passport, have no weapons, no ammunition, and submit to mental health evaluation and random drug testing.
Is he not allowed to have a bag of dicks?
I think you could have gummy dicks in
Yeah?
a bag. Yeah, yeah. They can be rude, but they're really not going to hurt anyone.
It's going to hurt feelings.
Hurt feelings, yes. I did get more details from the police report, though, about what happened.
Yeah, there's
With
a lot
the-
of... I haven't heard much about that.
I know, right? Neither have I. I mean,
His trainer-
Kobe Bryant died.
Got arrested first.
His trainer, who was an ex-NFL player.
Yeah.
He was a Bengal, Glenn Holt. So the moving truck driver called, said Brown and his trainer, Glenn Holt, hit him outside of Brown's Hollywood home. The altercation began as an argument over Brown's refusal to pay $4,000 to the driver to release his goods in the truck. The driver called police and reported vandalism after he said Brown threw a rock as he drove away, causing a small dent and chipping the paint. So the guy's like, fuck you, you're not paying the $4,000, I'm out. Hopped in his truck and takes off. Antonio throws a rock at us. So the driver later returned when the manager of his company told him, hey, Brown said he'll now pay you the $4,000 and an additional $860 for the damage and the driver's time. Brown then did pay him the $4,000, but refused to pay the $860. Fuck that. So the driver returned to the van and to call his company, he was going to take off again. That's when Brown started another verbal argument. They said Brown climbed into the truck and tried to pull out the driver while Holt grabbed the keys from the ignition. That you can get kidnapping charges added for shit like that.
Stop somebody from leaving.
Police say the driver suffered injuries, some scratches on his neck, shoulder, and arm, a cut on his finger, scrape on his stomach. Holt then used the keys to open the truck while Brown and other friends began removing boxes. The boxes, however, belonged to another client.
Oh, there you go. That was wondering how he was getting popped for
burglary, right?
Yep.
When the driver told him so, Brown and the others started, it's not his shit anymore. He didn't give a fuck about it now. Just start tossing the shit back in, did all kinds of damage. Damage to the other guy's property. Police are called again when they arrived. Brown, that's when he retreated into the residence, locked the door,
Hiding.
and would not come out.
You can get me.
Nanner, nanner.
Right?
Nanner, nanner.
Who is it?
And lastly, we'll go out on this. You want to do one? You got another read there, T?
Hey, I do. It's about insurance. Hey, we all need it, and most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage. Auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and
Other,
more.
whatever.
Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free no-obligation quote today. That's 734-455-1900 and ask for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
Hold on. Okay. I had a couple things here. Touch it.
Options. We got options.
Yeah. Okay, we got a woman. She rushed to the emergency room to remove a miniature vibrator that lodged inside of her bladder and continued to buzz.
Oh, yeah, well, you can't turn it off at that point.
Yeah, the doctors are baffled. They're searching for this thing. Can't find it. The woman said the incident happened earlier this month
It's
after.
buzzing. It would be pretty easy to find, I would
You
think.
would think, but
Yeah.
they're going, it went in the vagine hole. Where did it go? Did it turn left at a fallopian tube? What's going on here? So this happens earlier in the month. She's out with her boyfriend in Mesa, Arizona. Every time it went off, it was like my entire abdomen was vibrating. So she takes a weird step and
Wait. How long was this thing in there?
a while. She was wearing the new Vesper vibrator necklace by the company Crave, which sells for $69.
Okay, ironic.
During the couple's date.
69.
Right. Of
Yeah,
course,
I
why
wonder
not?
if that was on purpose.
Everything should be that price at that place, right? Why
Yeah.
even have anything?
We got to be
Yeah.
able to get
It's
some
like the
nicer
dollar
stuff
store,
and
but
some
it's just
cheaper
like
stuff.
the
The 69
$69
store?
Yeah.
Everything in here is $69. So
Wait,
it's
what is it?
It's a
What's it called?
necklace,
Okay,
and it's got a little vibrator on it. You know, so if at any point it's just like I need it.
time to go.
Yeah,
It's go time.
I kind of like those remote control ones.
Like the panty, yeah. And
Yeah, the
some-
panty ones where you can just have your girl wearing it, and you know she starts. I'll have the lobster, and you've got the remote in your hand every time. I'd like another glass of. What was that, man? Nothing. Stop it! Seriously, stop it! I'll have another glass of Chardonnay. Yeah, that's kind of fun. That'd be a fun game.
This one's self-induced?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could take the necklace off her and use it yourself. But, during the couple's date, you know, she's wearing this thing and then used it with her boyfriend later that night. Small vibrator, measures 3.8 inches tall. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Yeah.
And 0.05 inches wide, half an inch wide.
Yeah. A bullet.
It's a little bullet, yeah.
Yeah. Allegedly. It's what I've heard, anyway.
Yeah.
It's probably along those lines.
It's half inch wide with a 26-inch necklace chain. Can also be worn as jewelry, very fashionable. She was only using it on the outside of her body, she claims, but she suddenly felt a sharp pain and could not find the vibrator. I moved, and out of nowhere, I just felt a really sharp pain and asked my boyfriend what happened to the sex toy, and he's like, I don't know.
Well, I gotta get going.
Yeah, I gotta go. I mean, that was a wonderful day. Woo, look at the time.
Got an early meeting in the morning.
So then they both realized something undeniably went wrong. First reaction is panic because I just lost something inside me and it's still going off. It's still
Yeah.
vibrating. How weird would that be? The woman went to the emergency room where several doctors, they're performing pelvic exams. I mean, they're just digging around in the vagine like, come on, little guy.
Getting up in
Come
there.
on, get out here. And they have no success. The emergency room staff, so this is according to OBGYN, gynecologist to the lay, Dr. Greg Martian. The emergency room staff wasn't able to find it in the vagine. ER staff asked Martian to take a look, and what he found after conducting an x-ray shocked him. I was really surprised when I'm looking in the abdomen and realizing it's actually in her fucking bladder. Medical staff discovered that the vibrator necklace had entered the body through the urethra and traveled into the bladder where it turned sideways.
Whoa.
And then just surgery was performed. The woman is now recovering. She plans on filing a suit against Crave. Inadequate warning on the label. This could happen.
Operator error.
Right.
Don't put the bullet up your urethra. How big is a urethra? That's a half inch wide.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen a pee stream a half inch wide. I mean, listen, I mean, I can only speak
We've
to my
all heard a
technical-
woman pee.
Yeah, but that comes out the thumb over the garden hose. That
Yeah.
goes every which way. But a half inch is substantial. That's like that's the size of that. You think
Yeah,
a pee
but-
fucking hole, a urethra is that big around? That's
But when you hear a woman pee and you hear sounds like it's spraying the whole bowl, man.
Well,
It
yeah,
doesn't
that's-
sound like a stream. It sounds like you could easily have a half-inch hole up there that's producing that kind of...
no. That's because it's going through the flaps on the way out and getting all fucking shot around. That's why we pee straight clean because it comes straight out the hole. The hole in there is inside the curtains.
Inside, yeah, and so the delicate flower. So if they just opened up the flower a little bit...
I bet you it would stream out. I bet you they could write their name if they actually spread it. I bet you
Too
they
much
could,
moving. You need
Well,
a
you
wand.
could hop around, but
Yeah,
still,
I
I'm
mean,
just
you
saying.
could maybe do your initials, maybe, but you're not
But still.
peeing your name, not a chance. The woman revealed also she is done with sex toys.
I doubt that.
It's like, you
Well,
say
maybe that
now.
could be traumatic enough that I could
She's
see
so.
that.
Well, I mean, look, and I get it, but she's so stupid. Like, she's not gonna make any money off of that law. That lawsuit isn't going fucking anywhere.
That's operating.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she can get a settlement.
I bet it
what if
clearly
they give her
says-
free giant dildos for life.
Okay, sure.
Then she's not
Kramer
done
it
with
or
sex
whatever,
toys.
yeah, if she
but
does
I
the
mean,
Kramer thing with free coffee for life.
Yeah.
I'm sure it clearly states, not for internal use or something along those lines on the
If
box.
there wasn't a warning about the urethra, it's like,
It wasn't on the thing. I didn't have the box.
Right. Did we need a warning about don't put up your
Yeah.
fucking eye hole
Yeah.
or some
Yeah,
shit?
well,
Like,
if she put it in her eye hole, she'd have a lawsuit then too. If it didn't say on the box, do not insert into your eye hole.
it's
so-
just, it's funny that
I wish her the best.
Like, look at it. It's like I get that it sucks. It's a terrible situation, but like when it says like she plans on suing, it's like, dude, can nobody just realize like
Yeah,
maybe
you
you made a
fucked up.
fucking fucked
Yeah.
up situation here?
Yeah, I got a little carried away in the moment. It happens.
I think Crave should countersuit for slander and for dragging down their good name.
Right.
They're doing God's work in this world.
or thank her. Did you know about the Crave $69 fucking necklace vibrator?
I did not. And see, I'm torn because kind of I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. But then I'm thinking, hey, if that thing just fucking slides up a urethra, I'm not sure it's the move.
Well, maybe she's just got a gigundous urethra.
We should keep an eye on that because I bet maybe they start going on clearance.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Half off.
For 69 cents. They're down to 69 cents. They're not leaving. They're $6.90.
$6,
I mean,
yeah.
the fine folks over at Crave are not going to get off the 69. We all
Oh,
get
God,
it, right?
They're not getting off.
No.
Aw.
And ma'am, I understand you're upset and embarrassed right now. You don't even want your identity out there so we can call you and ask further questions. I'd love to know how huge her urethra is.
Yeah, it's got to be.
If she sues, there's going to be a discovery stage, and I guarantee the Crave folks are going to get in there and go, what are we supposed to do? Her urethra is off 3 centimeters from where it should be, and it's
Yeah.
wide as shit.
Sure.
It's like a basketball hoop in there.
We designed this thing at 0.5 inches to specifically not enter a normal urethra.
Yeah.
We could not account for her elephantitis of urethritis that she suffers from.
Lastly, missing Kentucky girl, 17, found safe. She found safe after hours after a group of psychics consulted with police and predicted where she was. It's like, okay, all right. I'm
I
interested.
think she's at her boyfriend's house.
I agree.
In the backyard of the boyfriend's house. I mean,
Haley Martin was reported missing from Frankfort, Kentucky, January 13th, after she disappeared the day before. When she still hadn't been found a week later, Sheriff Chris Quire contacted local mediums and asked them to meet on Thursday at the home where she was last seen. Quire was skeptical at first, but did not want to leave any stone unturned. It's hard to believe, but most of the psychics, agreed they would find Haley in a neighboring county.
Bold. So okay.
Haley was located in neighboring Scott County.
What? That was that is some hero shit right there.
She'll be found in a county nearby. I agree with what that psychic said. I also agree. Since we've scoured this county for a straight week and found shit. So,
Wait, did her boyfriend live in another county?
Haley was located in neighboring Scott County when police were responding to a burglary call and found her and a 21-year-old friend trying to break into the friend's boyfriend's home.
Oh, sink. Nailed it.
This is just Kentucky trash
Yeah,
at its
right?
finest. Haley had run away after breaking up with
Her boyfriend.
her boyfriend.
Yeah. Slash
And
uncle.
then 3 adults. Yeah. Her boyfriend, uncle brother. She broke up with her boyfriend, and then 3 adults helped her hide for a week.
Oh.
Social services then placed her in foster care. She's like, fine, take me back to my parents. I don't give a fuck. I'll just run away again. They're like, all right, here you go.
Well, wrong answer.
Go to foster care, bitch.
There you go.
Have fun in foster
You're going
care.
to kid jail.
Yeah. But I read that story, and I was like,
Let's take the hero factor away from that. That they really did some really good work there.
I think if a medium's going to get credit, it's like, you got to be like, I'm seeing her. She's at 7-Eleven on 8 Mile Road in this county. She's been there for an hour. She's playing a video game in the corner.
I love that multiple mediums agreed. What did the other ones say? I'm curious.
Some agreed. The others
Yeah.
were like, no. I don't
She's in
think
this
so.
county.
She's not in a neighboring county. And who knows what the break was?
Yeah.
3 mediums said,
Right.
and was it, did they huddle? Or was it because one
take
of them
the
would have said
consensus.
it, and then the other two were just like, yeah, what she
I
said.
agree.
I agree wholeheartedly. No, you're wrong.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I was like, you're getting way too much credit. Don't give
That
them.
is even more vague than I
mean-
expected.
Missing Kentucky girl is found safe hours after a group of psychics met with police and accurately predicted where she would be.
I see
Yeah,
a trailer.
I don't know about that.
Think about it. She's going to be somewhere in Wayne County. Okay, that's huge. I mean, if you
Not even
believe-
the specific, a neighboring county.
Yeah.
All of the surrounding.
I was like, all right, giving a little bit of credit too far there. Yeah. All right, with that, we'll call it a day. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us. I believe Jay will be here tomorrow. And then, yeah, we'll do the Chris Newberg show over the weekend. That'll be fun. We'll probably drop that for Sunday. Look forward to that. It's always fun to have him in. And
Could have
so-
not said anything and just pretended it was the Sunday show.
Yeah, but that'd be weird not talking about. I'm interested to talk to him because he lives obviously in Los Angeles, and according to him, it'll be nice to get his perspective on L.A.
Yeah.
with Kobe because he is like the city has come to a halt.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand like how much this is affecting the city of Los Angeles. So I'm kind of interested to get his take on some
think-
of that stuff. But
I've been pretty busy, so I haven't followed all that close. But I think, if I recall, and it's funny because I thought I remembered seeing him put a kind of shitty Kobe joke out there.
Probably.
Well, and then I saw a post about going, "Hey, comics, it's too soon. If you're going to do a Kobe joke, it better be a good one. Don't do a shitty one or whatever." And I was like, wait a minute, didn't you just do a shitty one? Like, and I went back and I couldn't find it on
did
his
he
thing.
say- did he
like,
say-
yeah, like and I was like, wait, and then I didn't
Man.
see it, and then I saw a comment where it was like, yeah, I put something out there, and then I felt like a dick, so I deleted it. And I'm like, but then you wanted to get on your high horse and tell everybody else, like, not to do it? Like, yeah,
well,
all right then.
well, so-
Well, we'll talk about that.
something to discuss with Mr. Newberg? Sure,
His
absolutely.
newfound conscience.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I noticed he was putting on a lot of emotional
Yeah.
Kobe things.
Yeah,
and
so I was
usually
kind of
just
surprised like
see-
that, and I was like, wait, didn't I just see? And I went back and I couldn't find anything, and I was like, and then
I actually
you
saw
had
that
it,
one.
and then you deleted it.
Is it the one when it was like, hey, people say, too soon. Well, if it's a good joke, it's never too soon or something, blah, blah, blah. Something along. I think I did see that. He deleted that?
No. I
didn't delete.
No, we'll get
into
more
it with
there.
him, yeah. So anyway, have a great rest of the day, everybody. Thank you for hanging with us. Again, don't forget to help us out and support with
Patrick J. Cullen.
Yeah, GoFundMe. Patrick J. Cullen, Cullen Memorial Fund, trying to raise $25,000 for the family. Last count, $4,500 was raised, and good friend of ours from high school. So we appreciate the support if you can do it. You guys have always been really generous and made us look good and helped out, and we hope to continue that streak. So with that, we'll call it a day. See you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.